Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And here is that Taza on or cup reading on the Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Justin Trudeau. Anything by the handle will be happening the soonest. Here I see someone that will be passing away. This is a bit confusing to me because I see it by the Eiffel Tower. Does Canada have a tower that's similar to the Eiffel Tower? If not, then there's something going on. There will be something going on during Justin Trudeau's trip to France. I don't know if he has any trip to France programmed, or if he will be vacationing in France. Whatever the case, a structure that is very similar to the Eiffel Tower or around the Eiffel Tower area itself. Guys, please forgive me. I don't want to scare anybody. But I think there might be an assassination attempt on Justin Trudeau. I just don't know how to word it. I've shot this video several times. I don't know how to word it. Unfortunately, there will be at least one person passing away, one person dying, and a woman with an injury to her head. There's blood on her head here, but she's standing, but there's an injury to her head. And here is Mr. Trudeau. He's okay. He will be okay. But there's some sort of attempt. And at least one person will be passing away during this attempt, and another woman injured. I'm sorry to come off straight off the bat with bad news, but I think that Taza prioritizes. The cup kind of does prioritize. So let's say I was doing a cup for Justin frequently, a lot of good things will come up. But since it's been years, maybe 2 years since I've made a cup on Justin, I think that Taza prioritizes what's most crucial to know, right? And usually those crucial things are warnings, like a parent would warn their children. So it's kind of that. But if I were to be doing frequent Tazas on him, as soon as I began the reading, the heater goes on and it makes a bunch of noise, so I had to close the door. So pardon me. So again, with the Taza, it'll prioritize what's most important. If it's warnings, this Taza is full of warnings because it's been so long since I've made one on him. He's going to be okay. Unfortunately for this person, they will be passing away. And this one's injured. This is Justin. He's okay. I think he had some sort of warning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 5 different times he was warned about this. And I think he was warned by the Americans. This is an American looking person. We come out heavy set and military hats. That's how I know Americans. In government, right? In government. So an American in government, he has some sort of military hat on, heavy set, tall, well, big, had warned him. So after that happens, here is Justin. He seems pretty sad, and he goes into this building and he meets with another person. And they kind of hug, and he can't believe everything that's happened. And here is someone else, maybe from his family or a cabinet. This might be his wife. That makes sense. This one's a person of family or someone very close to him in his cabinet. And more people are coming in. See how sad everyone is with their head down. Some sort of tragedy will be happening. And here's a... It's like they discuss this. They discuss all that happened. These are both women. Here's a woman with like really like a short haircut, and like the front of the hair is higher up, like more spiked up in the front. Here's another one, another lady. They go and they meet Justin's family members and also cabinet members. They discuss how they will address the country or advise, think of a plan. I think they offer their condolences as well. And so Justin, here he is. He's like on a table or a podium of some sort, addressing the nation. And behind him, there's like a small little animal. I don't know if it's a cat or a tiny dog. So when he's addressing the nation, I think behind him there would be some sort of tiny animal. And I think these are people from different parties. So he's from the Liberal Party, so these might be colleagues of his, but from an opposing party with opposing ideas and ideals, right? But they're also sad. It's like they offer their condolences, but still they don't agree with his politics. So in a way, they're kind of adversaries, but they're not. They still feel bad about what happened to him. And this has been happening with almost every reading I do for all over the world. I think there will be some sort of maybe earthquake or something like that in Canada. Sorry, guys. And here are people like in buildings and structures. Some of them are climbing up. This person is afraid and looking down. There are kids involved as well. Issues with water too. There's some boat down here. Something that will affect the civilian population. Now Canada is enormous, so I don't know where in Canada. Maybe the coastal area, maybe. And here in another area, this is not the first time I see this dark lady in Justin's life. I think he might have had a past romance with a dark-skinned woman. And she comes out on his cup again. At the bottom here of the cup, there are floods. And people all around, all over Canada are coming to lend a hand. And maybe from America, from different areas, to lend a hand with this flooding that will be happening in Canada. And there are civilian casualties, you guys, in this flooding. And people on the edges trying to help everyone that's stuck in between the flooding. See all these people are on the edges, and you see the water here, and you see at least two bodies, multiple. That means multiple floating there. This is such a short reading, but that's all that came out. Such a short reading, but that's all that came out. After some of this occurs, I will redo another cup for him. Look, in a way, this is not a self-centered cup. So I zone in with him about what's going to be happening in Canada. But you guys are fortunate that he's at least thinking about everyone. So I need to tap into a sentient being. So I chose Justin to try to figure out what will be happening in Canada. And sure enough, he represents you. He's your prime minister. There will be I think there will be an attempt on his life. At the very least, when he is somewhere, there will be some violence where he is. And we will hear about that in the news at the very least. But I think it's something to do with some sort of attempt on him. It's good that he's worried about everyone else, because when I do a Donald Trump cup or a Putin cup, it's all about what they're gonna do. It doesn't really show me that much what's happening with the other people. It's just what they're gonna do to others. So it's more of a selfish cup. In his cup, of course, what will be happening to him came out. Fortunately, he's going to be okay. But you have some sort of thing with the earth. I think it might be an earthquake and the flooding. That's most of the cup. So that's what's going to take over his thoughts. Who he is. He's going to be thinking about that, concentrating about that. How he can help the people in Canada, how he can fix, how he can lend aid. I'm sure he'll work things out to get the help they need to rebuild too. Now, Canada is a huge country, so it could be in just a small region. But I think it's two different regions. I think it's two different regions. One, something to do with the earth, and one, a bunch of floodings. I think to do with the earth is earthquake. An earthquake. And then this here is flooding. You can see that's all water there. And you see all these people getting together. It's like a group of people, a bunch of them, getting together, lending aid all around the people that are stuck in the middle of the flood here. And we will see that. We will see that. I'm so sorry. You know, I kind of failed you guys because it's been so long that I haven't made a cup on him. That when I do, all it shows is warning, 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 right? I have to be a little more industrious in keeping up with at least Canada, US, and Mexico at the very least, right? All this hemisphere in the world. Because sometimes you get all encompassed with the extreme emergencies. We're worried about Putin and pushing a button, or, you know, Trump coming back, and it's like, ooh, he could get insane. And we may miss out on reading on something that is even more significant, that has more of a bearing into our current lives than those people that traumatized us in the past. So I do apologize for that, but here's what comes out. And again, most of us are going to be okay. Most of you guys there in Canada are going to be okay. But I do want to warn you that I do see that. So, you know, take precaution if you live in an area where it's prone to flooding. You know what to do. Back up yourself. Have a plan. Have lights. What do you call it? Torches or flashlights. Have some food backed up, you know. Have some water backed up because you may be out of electricity for a couple of days. So, you know, just prepare. I don't know where. Most of you will not probably be affected, but if you know you live in an area like that, prone to flooding, then, you know, take a little bit of precaution. It may not affect you, it may just go over you and it's not your area, but just in case it is. And then the earthquake, it's where there are large structures. So I'm thinking it's around, you know, the big cosmopolitan cities by the coast, maybe. It's usually where the big cities are, by the coasts of the country. And just in here, we'll be making it out okay. I do think it's France, though, but I wonder, do you guys have like some sort of Eiffel Tower in Canada, or a similar tower to the Eiffel Tower that has the bottom legs like that? Because that's kind of like what I see there. But I think it's in France. I wonder if he's going on vacation in France. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And down here, people getting rescued by others. Look at this one, taken to the hospital there. Okay, guys, my brothers and sisters in Canada, you guys have a gorgeous, beautiful country. When we lived in New York, we would always go up to Canada in the summers. And Niagara Falls was just beautiful and amazing. It was really awesome. That's the proper word to describe the Niagara Falls. It was awe-inspiring. It left you in awe stage, the beauty of it. And all over the country, it's just a beautiful country, and the people are so wonderful there. The people were so nice to us when we were there. And you know, here in America, when every time we think something's gonna happen, when our boys think they're gonna be drafted, they want to escape to Canada. Or when we don't like what political party won, we say we're gonna move to Canada. So we admire and respect you. And we feel like you're our backup. You have our back. That's how we feel, like you guys have our backs. Okay, well, blessings to you and your families and your wonderful pets. And I'll see you all soon. Thank you for listening. Cooper, Shakira, and I send you hugs. We'll see you soon. Bye.